Hi there, this is Rhea with Outspoken Media, and we have had a lot of changes happen in the last few weeks. I don't know how everyone else is doing out there, but on my side, it's been a doozy. So our team has taken, I'd say, a lot of losses. There's a lot that we're grieving. We're grieving for the team members that we had to lay off this week. 3 exceptional marketers who were let go, not due to performance, but due to the financial state of our company. We entered this period without much of a nest egg. I'm still recovering from a crisis about 4 to 5 years ago that we really never kind of climbed out of the hole of. That meant we didn't have runway leading into this, and that was scary. Normally I can make it work. Everyone who knows me knows I'm pretty good about making sure that we always have work coming in the door and that team is not without. But this is unprecedented. It's not something that I could account for anymore. Rhea's bag of tricks is gone. So I needed to have built something more stable and secure. I'm having a lot of feelings of shame, regret, sadness that I just, as a business person, hadn't done my job well enough up to this point. This was going to be the year of profit, and now I don't know what it's going to hold, but I'm going to work my ass off to get there. Where we're at right now is that we have seen the majority of our clients scale down, pause. Nobody's outright, there's been cancellations of contracts that were going to get signed or work that was definitely coming in that just can't happen right now. And then we're seeing a lot of payment terms not be honored, so things that are just getting stalled while everyone tries to sort through what's happening. For us, that just looked very, very scary. So we made the difficult choice to lay off a quarter of our team. We also did steep salary reductions. Everyone on the management team cut our salaries in half. This means that by reducing my salary by half, I get to keep a team member. By reducing another team member's salary in half, we get to keep another team member. There was no way to creatively make that happen for everyone, but we certainly tried. The team members who are not on management even took a bit of a reduction. We evaluated all of our expenses. We found everything that we could possibly pause or cancel as a service. I apologize to those service providers and tools that are out there, but we've always been proud of how many tools we have in our bag for our clients, and we really evaluated which ones we critically need to get the work done on a daily basis and cut everything else. We did apply to the SBA loan. We'll see if that comes through. We know that we're probably going to get money back this year from taxes. We will immediately take that and reinvest it back into the company. We still have leads coming in. We still have great clients that are loyal and with us. Many are maybe switching to a month-to-month contract rather than holding on to a 6 to 12-month contract with us. So that's a bit scary, and we just had to make those changes. So really, I think I cut my payroll almost by half, and with these changes, we're hoping that they're temporary, but we don't know long-term. So it's unprecedented what is going on in our country right now. I certainly hope that this is just a moment in time. Amid all of this, there's a strange sense of privilege still and gratitude, because we know that we are fortunate, right? We are a digital agency. It was easy for us to all start working from home. I'm currently in the office and I will sterilize everything when I leave. But we are in a good, fortunate position as opposed to others who maybe lost their jobs or those who maybe didn't lose their jobs but are on the front lines and at risk. Anyone in healthcare, deliveries, takeouts, there are a lot of you in essential roles that we have nothing but the utmost respect and concern for right now. Our families, our friends, we're worried about. We're trying to help as best we can. And right now it's just about trying to do everything humanly possible. So with that said, what I want to do is think about how I can help more businesses and more people. Most of our clients are at a point where they're scared. There's uncertainty, anything that we have going on, they're either already there or they're not far behind. I have a number of clients that are franchise owners or small business owners, and when I say as a reminder that I need to email somebody. When I say franchises, we actually work with the national or international organization, parent organization, and then we work with them to optimize those national listings as well as all the local listings. What that means is that when COVID hit in the United States, especially between those two franchise organizations, I think there was about 1,500 physical locations that closed that week. 1,500 small business owners and all of their employees out of work immediately. They are mostly in the education space, so we are looking to help them transition to an online remote program ASAP. And I was getting a lot of questions, but at the same time, not a lot of money in the door. So that's a problem, right? Because we've got clients that need our help urgently to get them up to speed and online, but we don't have any money to pay our team to do that. So I have been in a point of crisis, and I just explained all the ways that we handled it. So what I'm going to do is share with all of you my thoughts, because I can try to go and do this one at a time with a small hourly fee and consulting, or I can put it out into the world, hope that all of you reach a point of stability and somebody reaches out to us and wants to work with us. So let's dive in. When thinking about putting your service offering or program online, if you have physical locations and you maybe are kind of a multi-tiered organization like a franchise, then you would typically have the national site, and then you would also have locations. The locations may be located as a subfolder, or they may be a subdomain or a separate domain, or you might just have a free-for-all with everybody owning their own websites. I certainly hope that's not the case. But who knows? Whatever the situation on the national side, we need to think about, where do you target your online terms? Because it's online, my opinion is that this should not be location dependent. You should not be releasing a remote or an online version of your program on every single location site, especially if you have dozens, hundreds of sites, because now you're going to have competing pages. What you should do is build up one single point of authority, relevance at your main, most powerful site. For some of you, that's going to mean literally editing your homepage and all of your marketing messages right there, if your core term is performing well on that homepage right now. Because online or remote is simply a modifier of the subject that you already do. If you are performing well for that on the homepage, I suggest that you immediately start editing copy and getting that online or remote modifier in there, unless you have another page on your site that is performing well for that or already exists. Then simply build that up and promote that, right? Otherwise, you might consider putting out a separate page other than the homepage. And if you have multiple programs or service offerings, then maybe you look at that as modifiers on each one of those. I'm not saying that you shouldn't announce this on all of your locations. You should, but those location pages should really be more like branded messaging and marketing campaigns, where you release the information, you have it there. Anyone who comes in on any page of that local site should see banners or modals or, you know, sidebars, CTAs everywhere that says, you know, we offer online remote version of this program or service. And there should be links then immediately going into some kind of funnel or capture, or sending them to a specific landing page, or maybe even that page over on the national site if that's where you want them to convert at. But that page itself should just not necessarily be optimized for big national terms. And I've had some clients say to me, well, shouldn't we target the local version of online? That often doesn't make sense. Why would somebody be looking up online subject lessons near me? That's not normally a thing. Like, the near me terms are not something that typically see an online or a remote modifier. I may be wrong. There may be cases where that's true, but that's not a thing that's normally happening. I think that the user behavior is not something that lends itself well to local online or remote modifiers. And I would really work to build that up on the national site only, and introduce a branded copy page about the program on those locations. And when I say branded, I mean you want that if someone is looking for your franchise name plus remote or online, they should find that page locally, but you don't want to target the non-branded terms, right? The ones that don't mention your brand name. That should all be on the national site where you're going to capture everybody. When they get into wherever you're capturing them on the national site, whether it's the home page or a subpage or multiple subpages, if you offer lots of different services, there should be lead capture forms everywhere. Grab them at every single point. Reduce the number of clicks, try to get them right then. If they need more information, great, have additional links and places that you can send them, but you're trying to capture them as fast as humanly possible right now, especially because everybody is trying to go online, so you're going to have a high degree of competition. That site needs to load very quickly. Pages should offer definitely a lot of FAQs. Try to add in structured data with schema markup on those FAQs. The FAQ should be unique to the page that you are on. Make sure you're optimizing your images, your file names, your alt text so that they are descriptive, helpful, reflective of the subject of the page. Change your photography. I've seen a lot of you still have photography of your organizations or employees or customers, and they're in person. Immediately switch to pictures of them in front of a computer with a laptop or headphones in, right? Change all your imagery, update that. That's going to give you more opportunity in page to put some keywords. We're not looking to keyword stuff, we're trying to be descriptive, but this is still about getting someone to find what you are offering, and you need to look under every single rock right now for that opportunity. From there, it's about internal linking. So once you've got the page, you figured out where you want to locate those keywords, whether it's the home page, the sub pages, etc. From there, you're going to build internal links. So look at your top-down navigation. Do you have a drop-down or something in a mega menu or another link up there in Room where you can add a link, and if so, put in a label that ideally is not just the name of a branded program that you've created for this online offering, but really says the word online followed by whatever the subject is. So online blank lessons, online this. A lot of you are putting remote. Maybe remote is okay, but remote is something that's usually typically reserved for professionals or workforce, things like that. If you're really dealing with kind of mainstream consumers, they're probably saying online. Also avoid saying things like on the web, say I'm online. There may be other research to support that, but I think that I'm probably going to be right. Okay, once you get that label in there and you get the link pointing, make sure that you've got that in top nav. Also, build links from other pages inside of the site. If it's global navigation, then Google's only going to count that first link. And when I say counted, I mean that Google will crawl all the links, but they're only going to count the anchor text of the first link that they encounter if there are multiple links on one page going to the same point. So you want to make sure that whatever that link is, it's optimized well. And if you're not able to get that in top nav, then make sure that your content, in-page content links or footer or sidebars or anywhere else, that those are optimized and pointing back to where you need them to go. If you have a franchise or something that has a lot of locations and you do have subdomains, or they all have separate sites in a subfolder or other things like that, then you need to do, thank you, then you need to do the same thing. Get links in from there. If you're putting a banner up, or if you're doing a dedicated branded marketing kind of landing page about this service offering, then anytime you do mention whatever the keyword is on that page, try to put that link with that anchor text back to the page that you're trying to rank on the big national site. If you don't do that, you're sending a lot of competing signals. You now have the keyword mentioned in all these places, and Google doesn't know which version is the true source, right? It's not even about being the canonical or anything. It's just, hey, there's keywords here, 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 here. There should be one place that should be the home. Everything else should point in. And if it's pointing in, it should have the optimized text. And everything else around it can still talk to the subject without literally saying the subject over and over. just do all of that somewhere else. Look anywhere that you can to find additional copy that can supplement and enrich that one page too. I'm seeing a lot of situations where I'm getting into sites and they've just broken out all the valuable content, or they're trying to have a multi-page approach to something. Stop. Have one good, resourceful page, one long, authoritative, just put it all in one area. It's going to make it more powerful. There's more there to work with for SEO. It's better for users. Users don't want to have to click from page to page to page, especially for critical information. Layer in CTA, so if someone's convinced at this point, they get to that CTA, cool. Also, when I say put it all on one page, I am not telling you to create a wall of text. I'm not one of those SEOs. It should be beautiful, it should be skimmable, it should convert, it should load quickly, and if that's not occurring, then something's gone wrong, right? So don't compromise user experience or speed out of some perverse idea that SEO requires you to do that. That's not true. Okay, I think that is the bulk of it. Oh, last point, backlinks. Backlinks matter a lot. So if you can get backlinks, get backlinks. What I would do is look at PR opportunities right now, especially because you've got everyone in the news talking about what is being offered to help. So there are resource articles going up left and right. There are interview pieces, how-tos, stories, just so much out there for parents and for individuals that need help right now, or people who are just sitting at home with nothing to do. Maybe they still have a job, but they just can't do it. So if that's the case, then you should be cited in those roundups. You could get on Help a Reporter Harrow. You could look for writers and journalists who need sources, and you could respond to those. Or you can pitch, right? Go find the publications that are out there that are talking about this in your area geographically or nationally, and pitch them a story. Get those backlinks in, ideally to the program or service offering that you have, which again is more reason to make that page strong and resourceful and helpful, because if you're answering questions, not just making it salesy, but actually truly helpful with tips on how to use the service or program in a home environment that is productive for your child or for yourself, then those tips could be cited and you could get some nice links from that. So I think that's the bulk of it. We touched on creative, architecture, keywords. You know, how do you find which keywords to target? I would say that you're looking at whatever the entity, the noun, the subject is of what you do, paired with any specific modifiers that are relevant that receive good traffic. You could be looking at Google Trends data. You could be looking at autocomplete results or related searches. You could be looking at people also ask, or using answerthepublic.com. I think, I was about to suggest some other things. There's a lot of tools out there. And I'm just saying all of that because you're probably going to want to focus on free tools unless you do have access to Moz or SEMrush or Ahrefs or SpyFu. There are so many tools that you can use for keyword research, but just look at human behavior, right? Question your assumptions. Usually the biggest mistakes that I see, especially from leadership level marketing teams, is your assumption of what you think someone is looking for. You're wrong. You're usually wrong. You believe something because you think it sounds good, or maybe you saw that from a broad match PPC campaign that worked. It will not be the same in organic or SEO, not always. And so I'm just trying to think in my head of all these like different scenarios where someone is just stuck on a keyword and it's not going to drive traffic. So really, really do your homework, know your industry, trust the people who understand, survey people, ask them informally. You don't have a lot of time, put this page out there fast. But experience has taught me that usually the noun plus the core kind of modifiers plus online or remote or at home, look at those types of things. There's a lot of people doing at home or trying to think of others that are out there. Like any of those kind of natural language pairings work really, really well. That's where you get near me, at home, in the office, at work. Those types of things work. Okay, keyword research, talked about links, talked about backlinks, internal links. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't have a brief. I'm sitting here making coffee. That's what's happening. I'm at the office. I'm making a latte. Ugh, I should probably put the dishes away. Christy would like it if I did that. I think we're all trying to not touch anything. I hope you're not touching anything or anyone either. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here. I'm swamped. I'm exhausted. I'm trying to parent my kids while trying to lead a company, while trying to do strategy for clients. I see you, all you guys out there need me. I'm trying to help as best I humanly can. Trying to sleep, not sleeping very well, getting exercise out. I am going outside. We have sunny days. We're getting vitamin D now. But this is scramble time. And I fucking built this company in the middle of a recession with 2 driven women, and we can do this again, and we can get through this, because humans are nothing if not resilient, creative, passionate people, and we care about others, compassionate too, right? So we will all get through this. We'll come out on the other side. And if you have questions, hit me up. It may take me a while to respond. And if I don't respond immediately, hit me up again. It's not, I don't do inbox or zero or all that stuff. There is none of that. If you saw my inbox, it's just a cascading list of things that came in. And if I didn't get to you, it's because my day was crazy and I ain't going to get to it. So hit me up again. Okay. Sorry for cursing. I do that not as much anymore, but it still happens. Okay. Thank you guys. I hope this helps. Bye.